I'm Shannan E. Johnson, CEO of The Professional Pen, a script consultancy where we develop screenwriters from idea to pitch. More information, theprofessionalpen.com. There are some skills you have to have, and one of them is being able to receive and address notes. That's your life as a screenwriter. And the other thing is writing on deadline. Yeah, you don't get to take forever to do it. You just don't. And then lastly, pitching. People think that pitching is one thing when it's really another. So a lot of the times people will come into their pitch and they'll give you every single detail about every single thing and bore the mess out of the person who's listening to it, because they don't realize that pitching in itself is an art form. Pitching in itself is storytelling. It's not fact-based, it's sales. You have to figure out the story you're telling. You have to know your audience, and you have to figure out what information do they need to know in order to buy this thing. And you know me, I always like to be straight up with people. It's not about selling your work as much as it's about making connections, right? They may not be looking for the thing that you're selling in this moment, but if they like you, if they learn about the kind of things that you write, then it's the step to the next step to the next step. It's the beginning of the building block versus feeling like, oh, I'm in this room. If I don't sell my pitch, I'm a failure. Lies. Did you sell yourself? They need to like you. They need to understand you, because even if they're not buying what you're selling, it doesn't mean that they won't want to work with you. So for example, there's a girl who was doing a pitch thing, and that pitch thing didn't really work out. But the person that she was talking to really liked her and was like, hey, I'm staffing next week. You want to join? You want to be on staff? And it's like, yes, it's not always about that conversation. It's about where that conversation can lead you. When people write dramas, sometimes they have a hard time trying to figure out what the story mechanism is, as in, what's that weekly thing? Like, what are we coming to watch each week? It's easy when you're writing a procedural because it's case of the week, patient of the week. You already know that every week you're going to get a new patient. If it's scandal, every week you're going to get a new scandal. Like, it's easy. When it becomes just like a drama, just a flat drama, it becomes harder for people to explain what's the story mechanism, what's happening here. If you watch Breaking Bad, every episode you're going to get some science. Every episode you're going to get some drug game. And both of them thematically connect or literally connect to them starting their drug business. They're going to be moving forward or backwards in their drug business. So every episode, that's what I get. Whereas sometimes people come up with a great premise for a pilot, but they can't really tell me what's going to be happening in the next episodes and how it connects. Not that you can't take those same characters and just dump them into doing something in the next episode. Sure you can. But what did that have to do with the pilot? You know what I mean? Like, what is the through line? What is the thing that connects it all? And that's your story mechanism. Usually in rom-coms, we have kind of like a dual protagonist, right? There's a man and a woman that is the protagonist, which means they both have their own goals, and then they end up also having each other. But sometimes it's just about the one person, and the other person is just, their love interest, whatever. Like if you look at Just Not That Into You, our main character, who's our A storyline that matches the title of He's Just Not That Into You, the person that she's dating is not someone that we're rooting for. Like, he's not our person. She's our person, right? And he ends up being the person for her, but we're not following him as much as we're following her. But, a lot of the times we have two protagonists that we want to be together versus one person who just wants love all by themselves. If you walk in and say, well, it could be this or it could be that. It could be this or it could be that. Why would they want it? It's different for you to say it's a drama that has light moments, or it's a comedy that has grounded moments. It's a totally different thing to go in and say it could be a drama or a comedy. Usually, depending upon where you're pitching, the drama people are one side of people and the comedy people are one side of people, right? So if you're sitting in the comedy person's office saying, well, it could be a drama, why are you in there talking to them? The same thing is true. Like if you're going in and you're looking for football cleats, that's what you're looking for. And you walk in and they go, well, they could be golf shoes. Well, what I'm buying them for? I'm not looking for golf shoes. I'm looking for football cleats. You know what I'm saying? But if you come in and go, it could be a comedy, it could be a drama, then I'm going, this person don't know what they don't know what they're selling. They haven't the slightest idea what they're selling. You need to know what you're selling. You need to know who the audience is. You need to know what the format is. You need to know what the genre is. You're supposed to come in and tell me, this is what it is, and it's perfect for you. I would say just as hard to get any show made, getting a good black show made is what's hard. Like, sure, you can get black shows made. There are new black shows every year, whether they're any good or not. And that has a lot to do with the executives, not necessarily the writers. Sometimes the writers, but most of the time, like, the executives aren't black people, right? So to your point, the experiences aren't the same. And so then those stories become very inauthentic to us once they make it to the screen, even though on the page they may have been very authentic when the writer first wrote them. But by the time it goes through the system of people who don't understand that experience, and it gets on TV and it becomes a totally different thing.
And that's it. Want more content? Like, subscribe, and for notifications. Get notes on your script that get you unstuck at www.theprofessionalpen.com. I'm out.